On November 9, 2023, the Quebec provincial government halted ongoing work on the Quebec Tramway project in light of new cost estimates which were much higher than originally assessed. To address this, CDPQ Infra, the organization behind the Réseau Express Métropolitain in Montreal, was tasked with developing a comprehensive mobility plan for the Quebec metropolitan area. After 6 months of extensive consultations, CDPQ Infra unveiled the Cité Plan on June 12, 2024, a visionary project aimed at revolutionizing transit in Quebec City and Lévis. The Circuit Intégré de Transport Express, Cité, is the culmination of their work, which lays down a plan to build a structured and comprehensive transit network throughout Quebec City and Lévis. Let's explore its components and how it will change the landscape of the Quebec urban area. The first and central piece of this project is a new tramway network, closely following the original 2018 plan by former Mayor Régis Labaume. The 28-kilometer line would run from Legendre to Le Bourgneuf, passing through Sainte-Foy, Colline Parlementaire, Saint-Roch, and Charlesbourg, with a branch to Destimoville. While similar to the city's initial project, this version builds on the various studies and proposals from the last 20 years to build such a network in Quebec. One of the key differences is the utilization of shorter trains between 35 and 40 meters long, which would reduce the cost of building stations, the right-of-way, and the underground tunnel between Saint-Roch and Colline Parlementaire. Even though the original project requirements included trains powered entirely by overhead catenary, CDPQ proposes the usage of battery power for some segments of the line, removing the need for the OCS in various parts of the city. Station design would emphasize a reduction in the required right-of-way by doing an extensive use of sequential platforms or island platforms instead of traditional side platforms. This would potentially reduce the need for cutting trees in certain parts of the alignment where the right-of-way is more limited. It is unclear if the current contract with Alstom will remain, as so far, no variant of the Cité d'Esprit operates with batteries. While the proposed tramway network is larger than the city's former plan, CDPQ recommends phasing the project in 3 stages. Phase 1 from Legendre to Charlesbourg, Phase 2 adding the Destimoville branch, and Phase 3 extending the network to Le Bourgneuf, with a possible extension to the Quebec International Airport. This approach reduces project complexity and allows adjustment based on the needs, including station locations and their spacing. Once in service, trains could circulate every 4 minutes in the central segment and every 6 to 8 minutes on the branch during peak hours. The network would operate 20 hours a day. In addition to the tramway network, a bus rapid transit system in both Lévis and Quebec will expand coverage and improve interurban connectivity. The 30-kilometer plus network would operate along 2 main lines, one along Boulevard Charest with connections to the tramway and Gare du Palais, and another line in Lévis along Boulevard Guillaume Couture between Desjardins and Sainte-Foy. For suburban and rural areas, 30 kilometers of reserved lanes and preferential measures will ensure reliable, fast, and frequent bus service to communities not directly linked to the tramway and BRT. As each phase of the tramway opens, the reserved lanes network will adapt to improve connectivity further. As the mandate from the government also required CDPQ to analyze the case for a new St. Lawrence River crossing between Quebec and Lévis, they concluded that an additional road link between both cities would have a minimal impact on travel times and high costs to build and maintain. To improve such connectivity, CDPQ suggests the construction of a downtown-to-downtown underground tramway tunnel between Saint-Roch and Desjardins. This line would potentially be included in Phase 3 and could be refined further depending on the evolution of travel patterns and needs in both cities. At this time, the government still plans to build a road link between both cities, with no immediate plan to build the tunneled tramway line between both city cores. CDPQ released some preliminary costing for the project, which in total would reach $15.5 billion for all phases and elements. The tramway network accounts for $7 billion, with another $3.9 billion for the potential Quebec-Lévis tramway tunnel. This is somewhat in line with the general estimate presented back in November 2023 by the city for their proposal, though the city's estimate accounted for street-side costs, not just infrastructure. It is worth remembering that those cost estimates are preliminary, and the scope of certain elements could vary considerably during the detailed planning phase. Unlike previous proposals, the Cité Plan outlines a decade-long strategy where each phase delivers significant improvements. With most of the approvals already in place for Phase 1 and Phase 2, and minimal requirements for BRT elements, CDPQ believes the project can move quickly, with Phase 1 by 2030, Phase 2 by 2035, and Phase 3 afterwards. We sincerely believe that the time for reflection is behind us. After over 20 years of studies demonstrating the need for a network of dedicated transit infrastructure, the urgency is greater than ever. Ridership and the population of the Quebec-Lévis area are expected to increase considerably in the coming years. There should remain some questions that are yet to be answered, both technical and political, but it is time to concretize the vision and move forward with the construction. Now that the Quebec provincial government has committed to constructing the first phase of the tramway network, with further consultations with the mayors for the BRT network, it's crucial to remind politicians of the project's importance. We look forward to further updates and hope construction starts as soon as possible, once the project governance is finalized. The momentum is here. Let's capitalize on it. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to Rail France Canada so you can stay up to date on this project and various others throughout Canada.